December 23, 1974. Fort Worth, Texas. It was a day filled with last-minute Christmas preparations and festive anticipation. But for three families, this day would mark the beginning of an unending nightmare. On a seemingly ordinary trip to a shopping mall, three young girls vanished without a trace, leaving behind a mystery that has haunted their community and law enforcement for nearly half a century. This is the story of the Fort Worth missing trio. The oldest of the group was Rachel Trlica, 17 years old. She was a recent high school graduate and a young wife, having married her high school sweetheart, Tommy Trlica, just 6 months earlier. Rachel was known for her quiet and sweet nature, a responsible young woman who was excited about starting her new life. She worked at a local record store and was looking forward to her first Christmas as a married woman. With her was 14-year-old Renee Wilson. Renee was Rachel's neighbor and a close friend, despite the slight age difference. She was described as bubbly and a bit of a tomboy, with a vibrant personality that drew people to her. Renee was an 8th grader at Pascal High School and was known for her love of music and her energetic spirit. She was looking forward to the Christmas break and spending time with her family. The youngest of the trio was 9-year-old Julie Moseley. Julie was a bright and spirited 4th grader at Arlington Heights Elementary. She was a friend of Renee's younger brother, and on that particular day, she had asked to tag along on the shopping trip. Her mother, Rayanne, was initially hesitant but agreed after Rachel promised to look after her. Julie was a sweet-natured girl, excited by the prospect of a grown-up shopping adventure just 2 days before Christmas. The morning of December 23rd began like any other. The girls planned a trip to the Seminary South Shopping Center, a bustling hub of holiday activity. Rachel needed to pick up a Christmas gift she had on layaway for her husband. Around noon, Rachel drove her white 1972 Oldsmobile F85 with Renee and Julie as her passengers and headed for the mall. Before leaving, Renee's mother asked her to be home by 4 o'clock. They arrived at the shopping center, which was crowded with thousands of holiday shoppers. The girls were last seen by witnesses browsing the stores. Sometime during their trip, Rachel made a call to her husband, Tommy, to ask what he wanted for lunch. He told her he wasn't hungry. Later that afternoon, a store clerk at a record shop where Rachel's friend worked recalled seeing the three girls. They seemed happy, just enjoying their day out. But as the afternoon wore on, concern began to grow. 4 o'clock came and went, with no sign of the girls. Renee's mother started to worry. By 6 o'clock, with darkness falling and still no word, the families were frantic. They began calling friends and relatives, hoping the girls had simply lost track of time. When those calls yielded nothing, they contacted the Fort Worth Police Department. The search began almost immediately. Family members and friends drove to the mall, desperately searching the vast parking lots for Rachel's car. Around 8 p.m., Rachel's husband, Tommy, and Renee's brothers spotted the Oldsmobile. It was parked in the upper-level parking lot of a Sears department store near the rear entrance. The car was locked, and at first glance, everything seemed normal. But the girls were nowhere to be found. Inside the car, police found the presents the girls had purchased that day, wrapped and sitting on the floorboard. Rachel's purse was left behind. Nothing inside the vehicle suggested a struggle or any kind of foul play. The car was simply there, a silent testament to their presence, yet offering no clue as to their absence. The discovery of the car only deepened the mystery. If they had been abducted, why were the presents and the car left behind? If they had run away, why would they leave their purchases and Rachel's personal belongings? The location of the car was also puzzling. It was parked in a section of the lot that was relatively far from the main mall entrance they would have likely used. As the hours turned into days, a massive investigation was launched. Law enforcement, family, and hundreds of volunteers scoured the area. They searched fields, creeks, and abandoned buildings around Fort Worth and the surrounding Tarrant County. Investigators interviewed countless individuals, from mall employees to friends and acquaintances of the girls, chasing down every possible lead. But each path led to a dead end. No credible witnesses came forward who had seen the girls after they were in the mall. There were no ransom demands, no notes, no signs of a struggle anywhere. It was as if they had simply vanished into thin air from one of the busiest places in the city. One of the most perplexing pieces of this puzzle arrived the day after the girls disappeared. A letter, addressed to Rachel's husband, Tommy, arrived in their mailbox. The handwriting was purported to be Rachel's. The letter was postmarked from a town near Fort Worth and dated December 24th. It suggested the girls had gone to Houston for a week on a sudden trip. The note read, in part, "I know I'm going to catch it, but we had to get away. We're going to Houston. See you in about a week." Initially, the letter offered a glimmer of hope that the girls had left voluntarily. However, the families were skeptical. It seemed entirely out of character for Rachel, a responsible newlywed, to leave without a word, especially right before Christmas. The name on the envelope was misspelled, and the handwriting, while similar to Rachel's, had subtle differences. Forensic analysis of the letter was inconclusive. It could neither be confirmed nor denied that Rachel had written it. Whether the letter was a genuine, albeit strange, message from Rachel, or a cruel and calculated hoax designed to mislead the investigation, remains one of the case's most debated questions. In the weeks, months, and years that followed, the investigation continued, but no significant breakthroughs were ever made. The case of the Fort Worth missing trio grew cold, but it was never forgotten. The families have spent decades searching for answers, holding vigils, and working with organizations to keep the story alive. They have endured a lifetime of not knowing, a constant state of limbo between hope and grief. Today, nearly 50 years later, the faces of Rachel Trlica, Renee Wilson, and Julie Moseley still look out from missing posters, their youthful smiles frozen in time. Their disappearance remains one of the most enduring mysteries in Texas history. 3 girls went Christmas shopping on a winter afternoon and never came home. The presents they bought sat waiting in a lonely car, and the families they left behind are still waiting for them. The case remains open. The search for answers continues,